A number of Texas cities are increasing wages this year. What are your thoughts? I'm Charles Blaine, and this is Texas Tomorrow. So in 2024, a number of Texas cities and counties upped their starting wages to begin either at the end of 2024 or at the start of 2025. Many of the local officials who approved of these hikes argued that they had to do it because Texas won't increase its state minimum wage above the federal minimum wage. So Austin, for instance, increased the living wage for its permanent and temporary employees to $21.63 per hour, 3 times the federal and state minimum wages. Harris County Commissioner's Court set a $15 per hour rate for its county contract employees. Let's not forget the county is broke and just pursued a maximum property tax hike under state law just last year. And back up north, Dallas approved an annual adjustment in the living wage for general service contractors. So for the year 2025, that rate is about $22.05. And Fort Worth increased theirs to $16.07 last year, but starting in February 2025, next month, minimum wage will go to $18 per hour. One publication took a look at all of these and said that Texas is finally beginning to compete because these cities are bringing wages in line with other cities and states like Washington and California, New York and Washington, D.C. Of course, places we want to emulate. But in seriousness, places that don't have nearly the low cost of living that you find in Texas and Texas City. So to be paid like you live in New York when you work for a Texas city on the back of taxpayers who are paid like they live in Texas just seems somewhat wrong. When you look at local budgets in the big cities or even more broadly, they usually increase spending more than inflation and more than wages go up. And while it's not all due to wage increases, salary and benefits are the biggest part of local budgets. Now, of course, there's a way to balance the cost of living with good pay, and many of the faster growing cities that we see in Texas, like the Georgetowns, Kyle, Frisco, McKinney, these seemingly do it well and are benefiting from it. All of this to say, as we approach the midpoint of the fiscal year in local government, and as some gear up to begin contract negotiations with various employee groups, public employee pay is something to take note of and watch in your local government. Because pay is tied to benefits and both eat up a good portion of your city budget. And officials always make a heartfelt argument when it comes to pay increases, but at the end of the day, they do it on your back. And if you're in like Harris County, that means they're going to take full advantage of state law and increase your property taxes to the maximum amount that they can. And that's the thing. It all stems from the same thing. What we talk about, whether it's salaries, debt, taxes, fees, it comes from government spending. And when you have a good handle on that, you can do anything. So understand it and learn it and make sure you pay attention to it in your local government. Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of Texas Tomorrow. Please like, share, comment, and let us know if there's an issue going on in your neighborhood that you'd like us to talk about.